gonna be a what? I'm gonna what? I'm gonna make it. Yeah. What was that for silliness?
Welcome back,
Hey,
Matt Farrell.
Welcome to the Chris and Mike Show. He's Mike, I'm Chris. The portion of the show is brought to you by Riverside FM, the one and only choice for your podcast platforms. Remember, we are live on Twitch, YouTube, and streaming directly on our website at chrisandmikeshow.com, and we have the world famous, the funny man, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Farrell.
Welcome back, Matt.
No pressure, Matt. No pressure.
No pressure.
Now, I Googled you, and something came up at a Peacock comedy special, or is that some other Matt Farrell?
Yeah, no, that's me. My Peacock Comedy is a deal that I started a while back, and it was I was trying to build basically like a comedy production company so that I could produce shows for other people. And then I real quick, I learned how big of a pain in the ass it is to deal with other people. So I just started using my Peacock Comedy to produce all my own shit.
Cool. Move. Right on. The cool thing about that is Peacock is now synonymous with NBC/streaming Peacock. So I was like,
yeah,
holy shit, Matt's on Peacock.
Have you did you see the logo for it? Oh, he doesn't.
Did I freeze Mike? Because Matt froze.
No, you froze up on us.
Mike.
Can you hear me? I think he froze up on us, Matt. Can you hear me, Matt?
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, I can hear you. Chris is froze.
We're good. He'll have to log out and log back in if he doesn't come back.
Oh. Hey.
So anyway, I did not see the logo. When he comes back, I'm going to have him pull it up and share it with everybody so that they can see it. But until he does that, first and foremost, Matt, thank you so much for helping us get over the top on Facebook, man. That was awesome. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, man, that was he just texted me and asked, "Am I frozen?" Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
He probably can hear everything we're saying.
Yeah, that was man. I saw one of y'all had posted and said, "Hey, we're almost to 1,000. Help us get there." And I was like, "Let me go ahead and jump on this." And I can only invite 1,000 people at a time on Facebook. So I invited 1,000, and then the next day I invited another 1,000, and then the next day I think I don't know, for whatever reason only let me invite 600. I don't know, but every day I get on there and I go ahead and invite as many people as I can.
Totally appreciated, man.
Yeah, so he said, logged out, continue, I'll be right back. After these messages.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we're good.
This is 72, 73. I've sat down and done this. I got her all under control now.
You got to figure it out now. That's what I was going to go and look. Like, what did y'all wind up getting up to over the last?
Oh, over 1,100, almost 1,200 now.
Hell yeah.
And then for your followers, I've gone back and, looked, and if they're in comedy or they're a musician or whatever, I've, reciprocated and followed them. So it's just a chain effect, man. Like you said, it's all about the grind. We've been doing this for 2.5 years now. So
yeah,
like Chris said, it's all organic. We didn't go out and buy those followers. What warmed my heart, man, was we haven't talked to you in 2 or 3 months or whatever. I don't know how long it's been. It just showed me that you enjoyed your time here. You've been following us. We appreciate the fact that somebody liked the time they had on here so much that, you reciprocated that. So it means a lot to me, man, personally. And I know it means a lot to Chris. I was just like, wow, man, I enjoyed having you on here. I thought you were a cool fucker. You're a funny motherfucker. I follow all your stuff. And I say that affectionately, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not offending the man. That's the kind of comedy he does, and I appreciate that comedy. So, speaking of the language.
Yeah. No, man, I appreciate it. And I think, like, everybody's got it. If everybody would do that, everybody would grow.
Yes.
If we would all, like, go and invite all your friends to follow, somebody else that is trying to make it. Invite them to follow their page and whatever. So,
And because we're talking about that, real
everybody
quick,
would benefit.
Because we're talking about that, Matt, real quick, explain to people how they do that. You know, if you have a business or a page, or how do you help reciprocate that for other people?
Yeah, I mean, the best thing you do, like on most of, like on Facebook, it's real easy. The three little dots, you click on that, and it says invite friends and followers. You just go and click on that, and it'll give you the option to. Like, I don't know if it's the same on everybody's. Mine will only let me invite 1,000 at a time.
Yep.
So I just click invite 1,000. Yeah, I just click invite 1,000, send it, and then the next day I do it again. I mean, it takes 4 seconds of your time to invite all of your followers to go follow somebody else. Yeah, it's free, and who knows, somebody in my realm over here might think that you guys are the bee's knees. Y'all are the greatest, and they wouldn't have seen y'all had I not suggested it, or vice versa.
Right.
If y'all invite somebody like my page, you know, the people in y'all's sphere where y'all are at, they're not going to find me unless y'all show them.
So true to Matt's point right here. Here's the page, whatever your business page is. Those three little dots he just talked about. Click on that. Invite people to connect, and you just click that, and it's gonna switch to me because it wants to go to my profile because that's where I'll invite my friends.
You can't do it from a page. You have to do it from a profile.
Right. But so that's the simplest way to do it. You just find those little dots and you share, and we will reciprocate that, Matt, because that was cool because that was out of nowhere when we saw that, and you helped us push that 1,000 threshold, which was super cool. So
that's what
man, that's what it's about.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you guys had a conversation without me. I appreciate that. Stupid Cox internet.
You'll appreciate this. Here's what I told him. It came out of nowhere, and it showed us that he enjoyed his time so much here that he felt compelled to help us push ourselves over the top. It just, you never know what happens after the fact, right? We don't hear you talk about your time on this show. Just like you said, nobody would have found you without us,
right? And
nobody would have found us without you. We don't hear what you're saying behind the scenes, right? You could have been like, that was a dud. Fuck you.
Well, and the nice thing, just so people understand, we didn't ask Matt to do that, and we were talking about having Matt on the show prior to me making that post that, hey, we're at 985 followers. So Matt just took that upon himself to do that. So it wasn't like, hey, dude, do us a solid, we'll do you a solid.
Right.
I mean, the world is a good old boy network, but Matt just did that because Matt's a super cool guy with a nice life resume and a super nice heart. So, you know, it's Joe Cocker says it best, get by with a little help from my friends. Hey, get by with a little help from my friends. So that was cool. So let's talk about Matt Farrell comedy now. Let's talk about what you've done since last time you're here, what's coming up for you, any specials, any things, any shows, all that kind of stuff. Material.
I usually material. I kind of take off. I slow down during the wintertime because I'm a pussy and I don't like driving in bad weather.
That's probably good though.
Yeah, of course I shouldn't. This year I should have gone ahead and booked shows all the way through December and halfway through January because the weather was beautiful here. And now we're covered in ice, and I've got about a 3-hour drive to get to my show tonight. So bad timing, but it is what it is.
And in Arizona, just so you know, we've had the warmest January on record. Went from either 2 degrees to 10 degrees above normal. Only 3 days this month were we below normal. That's it.
And we haven't been above freezing in almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's now historically though, and this is so not comedy related, which we got to stop that shit when we talk to you. February will be super cold for some stupid reason because we're going to coast through January, and if my memory serves me right, February is just going to be stupid cold, and then that's it. That's winter, and then spring starts in March, and summer starts in May, and then fuck you starts in July and August, and then we're back down again in October. So
man, and it seems so weird. Like it feels here where I'm at in Oklahoma, it feels like our seasons are slowly swapping ends of the year.
I agree.
My birthday's in May. My birthday's in May, and I want to say for the last 4 years, I've been wearing a jacket on my birthday. It hadn't been cold, but it's still been cool.
Yep. I agree with you, Matt. The colder part is becoming the end of January, end of February, when we used to have wicked winters like around Christmas time. Now it's warm. Mm-hmm. It was almost 60 degrees here at Christmas time this year.
Oh yeah, it was sunshine. It was shorts and t-shirts on Christmas here.
Yeah. Yeah, here too, but it always is. Actually it's just underwear outside, nothing else
We've
in Arizona.
discussed
Yeah.
the weather.
I made I made a video one year. Where like it was 2 or 3 years ago where the East Coast was just getting pounded with weather. I was outside in my work pants I had a red garbage bucket with a shovel. I was shoveling sunshine.
That was I love that video.
Shoveling sunshine.
Shoveling sunshine.
He's like another rough winter in Arizona.
Yeah. So Mike and I want to be the first to wish you a happy birthday in May. Happy birthday in May.
Hey man, way to be ahead of the curve, guys.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we try to be.
Happy birthday
So
in May.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Let's get. I'll say we'll go into this. My wife. I'm what my wife lovingly refers to as a dumbass. I've given her lots of reasons for that, but probably one of the main reasons is because Temu got me. Have y'all been got by Temu?
No.
Yeah,
I've heard horror stories.
couple times, but go ahead. Couple times.
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
it happened to me.
Yeah.
I was scrolling on Facebook and the ad popped up and said, all you got to do is download a free 53-piece socket set.
Right.
And I'm a sucker for tools, so I went and downloaded the app. Socket set's on the way. But while I was there, it said, hey, if you'll spin this wheel, we'll give you a chance to win 3 more free items. And I was like, well, goddamn, now we're in a casino. I can't leave now. So I get those items on the way, and then it gives me the option. It's like, well, hey, if you'll just spend $90, we'll give you $120 worth of shit. And I'm like, well, if my wife don't walk away from a bargain, why should I?
Right.
So about $1,500 later, I was checking out Temu, and this generic ass shit starts coming in. The first thing that came in was this free socket set they offered me.
Right.
53-piece socket set, and it will conveniently fit in your back pocket.
Right.
I don't know if it's for working on eyeglasses or what, but you can't change the pedals on your kid's bicycle. I can tell you that. Next thing I got was I ordered one of those things you wear in your stomach. It shocks you so you can get abs.
Yeah.
I know that they're not going to work, but it's fun watching my kids wear it and twitch while they walk around the house. It's got enough in it for that. So it's just quality entertainment. Probably the last thing I ordered from them was I ordered. Have you seen the ads for that Temu cologne or the Cupid cologne?
No.
Have you seen the ads for
No.
Cupid cologne?
I have
It's
not.
the cologne. It's got pheromones in it. It's supposed to help attract women.
Oh, yes.
I've seen an ad for it. I saw an ad for it before, and there's this guy spraying it on his wrist and letting women smell it as they walk down the street to get their reaction. This guy sprays it, and this woman smells it. She goes, I want to suck your dick. And I said, God damn, I need that cologne. Of course, I think they got the pheromones mixed up in mine because my wife don't give a shit about this cologne, but her dog won't quit humping my legs. So, I mean, it does work.
It's funny when your face hurts. That was good.
I told you,
Nice-
I like
nice
stand-up
job.
comedy as much as I like music, man.
Yeah, nice job.
Dude.
Oh,
I get in trouble with stuff online all the time because these dumb ads pop up for shit all the time, and I can't help it. I've got to click on them and see what it is. Like I saw there was an ad for I spend most time on Facebook, I guess because I'm old. But I saw an ad probably was for a sex swing that hangs on your door.
I've seen those.
I've
And I
seen
was
those
like,
as well.
Well, let me check this out. So I click on it, and it says that it's rated for 350 pounds.
Yeah.
Now I want to inquire with the company and go, who's putting 350 in a sex swing? That's not comfortable for nobody. But secondly, doesn't part of that weight limit depend on which door you use? Right?
I would think so.
In my house, we're gonna have to use the front door or back door. There's only 2 solid doors I got. You use one of these hollow core interior doors, that sumbitch is coming down. It ain't holding 350, I promise.
Right. Now, let me point out you missed a prime opportunity about the backdoor comment because that's what she said.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Well, I went ahead and ordered one.
Okay.
And we chose to hang it on the front door, and we turned it into a game. Right before we get started, I order pizza. You're going to finish in time or make a new friend, one or the other. Yeah.
Well, if you time it right, because most pizza delivery companies will tell you their time frame when they're going to arrive. So if you time it right, you get started about 10 minutes out, and then then when they come to knock
Well,
on
they
the door,
say
all they can
30
hear is
minutes or less, and that's way more time than I need.
I was
Well, that's what I'm
thinking,
saying.
I was thinking of the Home Alone scene, only pornographic style, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Leave the pizza on the
There you
door.
go.
You
Pizza
filthy
at the
animal.
door.
Keep the change, you filthy animal. So, dude, I saw an ad pop up. I saw a deal pop up the other day saying how old that movie's like 35 years old
Yeah,
or
something.
something like that now.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah.
Easy.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now he's come out saying, you know, if you see me with my family, you see me eating food, leave me alone. Otherwise, I'm approachable, which I thought was cool. You know,
I
set
think
the
that's
boundaries.
very respectful.
I do
Yeah,
too.
Why bother somebody when they're eating? You know?
Right. Set the boundaries, man.
Man,
I saw a thing
I've had the opportunity to go ahead.
No, I was just, I saw this thing about Harrison Ford. He was in New York City and he's old and he's walking with this bag, you know, he's doing this thing. And obviously people recognize it's Harrison Ford. And we've talked about this before, Mike and I, with other guests who have some level of notoriety. It wouldn't take that long for Harrison Ford just to stop, smile, and then move on. But instead he's being a dick and he's not looking at anybody. He's just kind of, you know, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. And all that does is make everybody think, well, Harrison Ford's a dick. Because there wasn't a crowd.
Yeah.
It's just somebody saw him walk across the street, so you see the cell phone. And there's a guy guy got his cell phone. Now, the guy didn't ask permission. I would have asked permission, right? But the guy didn't ask permission, but he's trying to do this with
Yeah.
Harrison Ford. So Harrison's just ducking the thing. But if the dude would have been like, can I take a selfie real quick? I would think Harrison Ford would be like, okay. But, you know, how he did it, he just makes himself look like a total ass. You're where you are because people go to your movies.
Right.
Yeah.
It's,
Right.
It's
I do
30
think
seconds out of your
should be
day.
respectful. If you see somebody out, if you see somebody out with their family or whatever,
Agreed.
like, give them some space. Or if they're
Yeah.
eating, but like, other than that, like you make your living off of public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to give them a good opinion of you.
Right.
Here's a real quick.
But I got the opportunity to go and I went and opened for David Koechner, which is
Okay.
he
Yeah.
was on,
I
he
know
was
him,
on The
David Koechner.
Office.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was the
Ron Burgundy,
sports guy.
what's
on
kind Ron
Anchorman.
Burgundy? Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I went right. Yeah. So I got to go and open for him, and
Yeah.
I did a whole weekend with him in Arkansas, and we went to eat, you know, several times while we were that weekend, and every time, of course, he's a very recognizable person.
Mhm.
He's
He's
much
big.
taller than I thought he
Yeah,
was, so he
yeah,
really
yeah.
stands out.
Yeah.
But he handled it so great. Like people would come up to our table while he's eating. He goes, "Hey guys, this is all I ask. Like, can I finish my meal? And when I get done with my meal, I'll stay as long as you guys want me to."
That's awesome.
And we did. Everywhere we went, there was a line waiting, but everybody was respectful.
That's
Cool.
classy, really.
Yeah.
Like he or you know went too far. But he everybody I've talked to since then, I'm like, hey, that's the guy that they need to model themselves after when it comes to dealing with the public.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
he knows where his bread's buttered.
Right.
Yeah, he did a great job. He's a great guy. I enjoyed that hang.
That's the way
Right on.
Dan Marley was. I ran sound for a band called the Diesel Dogs in Arizona, and they had a gig at his restaurant in downtown Phoenix. And he was a superstar at the time, right? This is
Yeah.
in the height
Thunder
of the
Dan.
Suns' run. Yeah. So him and Joe Klein are sitting at the bar, and it's kind of an indoor-outdoor thing where they can watch the game and enjoy the band at the same time. And all of a sudden, I see him and Joe Klein get up and shake hands and hug each other. And Dan came out to me because I was running sound, and he said, "I'm so embarrassed. I have to leave. I got to go catch a plane. I just got a phone call." I was like, "You're Dan Marley. Why are you talking to me?" Right? He said, "I love music, man. And I was looking forward to seeing this band, and they're everything that I thought they were, and they sound great. For the rest of the night, whatever you guys want is on me. Apologize to them on my behalf." I'm like,
That's cool.
okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
It was.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's going to be mad at you, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
that's
and it
awesome,
took-
man. Those guys are those guys that recognize
Why they're
their
who they are.
success and the reason that they have it. Like, I mean, those guys they're the real ones, and they're
And
they're
to
awesome
show
to
you
be
that you're
around
a-
too.
To show you that they're a human being, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, we
it's
all put-
crazy.
we all put on-
I,
yeah,
I
we all
hope,
put
I
on-
hope that that's a problem I have to deal with someday.
We do too. That's why you're here.
You
Oh,
should
yeah.
have that problem.
Like every once in a while, I'll go to Walmart. People recognize, like, you know,
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, aren't you that comedian?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh man, we saw your show. It was great." I'm at the point right now where that means the world to me.
Mm.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited when people recognize me and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So, and when it happens, of course, I'm over the top gracious and grateful and want
Mm-hmm.
to stop and visit with them and because
Yeah.
I want them to have enjoyed the show, but then also remember, oh yeah, and I saw him someplace else and he was just
Mm-hmm.
a cool dude. You know,
Right, and then they're going to tell
so
that story as the more and more popular you get. When you reach that level of fame you want to attain, then they're going to be like, "Oh, I met him that one time at the Walmart or whatever,"
And he was so cool.
yeah,
right. So then their friends are going to watch your
yeah,
stuff because they think, "Okay, I know somebody that knows him." And then that's something. It's kind of like
yeah,
how Metallica became Metallica. People would record their concerts, make cassettes, give it to their friends, sell them for
Yep.
$5. All of a sudden, you have this word of mouth going on because nobody would play their material, and then boom, they explode. So that's what you need, Matt.
yeah,
Take cassettes of your show when you go to Walmart and hand them out to random people. I'm Matt Farrell. I'm a funny guy. Just check this out, and then,
yeah,
and if you bring the cassette, bring the cassette to my show, and I'll let you in for free. And that way, they're either fans or you're diligent wanting to see your show for.
He's
a
going to have
cassette
to
tape.
explain for
That's
5 minutes to
that's
every
a solid
person he
promo
hands it
plan.
to what a cassette is.
Oh shit! I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
He just dated himself.
I
I'll have to
just
give
dated
away, I'll have to
myself
give
like
away
a
tape players also because
motherfucker.
nobody's got anything to play it on.
Wow! Did I just date myself?
Yeah, yeah. Now you just gotta give them let them scan something on your phone and go go listen to me for free.
He's doing
Cassette
his
tape.
own comedy, ladies and gentlemen. Look, he's got an
Cassette tape.
example.
I
That's
got a cassette
amazing.
tape.
That's amazing. I don't.
And he has something
if
to
I went
play
to my
it on.
storage, I'm
I
sure
do.
would have
I
something.
do. I do have something to play it on too.
It's right behind him.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
dated myself, but the other direction. Just the other day,
Okay.
I got a message, an email wanting to know if I would come do a show at a assisted living place.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Hey,
I was
hey,
like,
they
well,
need to
definitely
laugh.
not my demographic.
No.
Definitely not my demographic, but
No.
it's guaranteed paycheck. And and like I said, I take off during the wintertime, so I don't do a whole lot. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll come do it.
Yeah.
And it was only like an hour and a half from my house, so I get to sleep in my own bed. That's always great. So I go up
Mm-hmm.
there and I do it. Here's the problem: a lot of my material is like when I go and do something. A lot of times I'm the old guy in the room.
Right.
I'm in the mid 40s. A lot of
Okay.
people at the club are 30s and between
Oh.
18 and in their 30s. So I'm
Yeah.
talking about, hey, now that I'm older, like I pay attention to where all the bathroom exits are. I had to slow down with this because now, like, I don't push on farts. I ease them out because you never fucking know nowadays. You know what I mean? So I'm telling all these jokes about what it's like getting older, but I'm doing my same material at an old folks home, and they're all looking at me like, "Hey, buddy, why don't you go fuck yourself? I'm wearing a diaper right now." You know what I mean? So it was a little awkward. So, hey, I need you guys to use your imagination and take yourself back to when you were younger.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Wow.
it's just not going to work.
Otherwise,
No.
it's just not going to work.
Now, when you do stuff like that, are you just like in like a standard like a great room where they have their activities and stuff? Or are you doing it?
Yeah, just like a
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's in their craft, arts
Yeah.
and crafts
Okay.
hall.
Okay.
There was I had to make it like a stage. They had red velvet ropes down the side to kind of mark off where the
Yeah.
stage should be. Like
Cool.
they really did it up. They had a good sound
Yeah.
system. I didn't even have to take my own sound. Like so, it was cool. And some of the people really enjoyed it. Of course, there was a lot of guys there that were old vets.
Well,
So when
nice.
I get to some of the material where I talk about my dad and growing up with a
Mhm.
Vietnam vet and kind of making
Yeah.
fun of that, and then afterwards, those guys they came to me and they're like, "I know exactly what you mean."
Mm.
So I still had fun.
Let me
But I
ask you
also,
this.
I mean, I have fun in public bathrooms. I don't give a shit.
Well,
Let-
right. Yeah.
Let me ask you this real quick. So, Chris
Okay.
just heard me practicing a couple different songs. I'll spend the first hour before this podcast jamming, keeping my skills up or whatever. I hear other comedians talk, like famous comedians, about how they go workshop their new material all the time, right? So they have the luxury of
Yeah.
going to, let's say, the Laugh Factory or the Comedy Store and trying out their stuff before they do a big special. I would consider
Mhm.
you to be like, you're not a beginner, but you're not Dave Chappelle, right? So at your level,
Yeah,
how do
yeah.
you work out your new material? Do you still just do it at the club and do it for free or
Yeah.
a lesser pay, or how do you work it out?
So Well, like a lot of comics go to open mics, which open mics are kind of
Yeah.
the gym for a comedian, you know. So they're always free.
Mm.
The crowd sometimes is not worth a shit. So a lot of
Right.
times the crowd is mostly other comics waiting to go up and do their stuff.
Oh.
Um,
So
so like
fellow
open
comics
mic,
won't laugh at your
I don't.
stuff?
Oh my God, it's no, dude. Comedians are they're such fucking tit bags. They don't want to laugh at your shit because then the laugh in the room is bigger than when they went up, and so they don't want people thinking that your jokes
Really?
are funnier than that. It's oh my God, it
That's
sucks so bad.
stupid.
Like I
That's
don't even
stupid.
open mics are a great thing. I
Hmm.
just don't enjoy them very much. But I
Yeah.
have the luxury of I book and produce most of my own shows,
Nice.
so I can and I do at least an hour at a time. So
Oh,
sometimes I do an
nice.
hour, sometimes I do an hour and 15 to an hour and 20. And so when I've got a new joke that I'm going to work out, I'll find a spot in my existing set that's
Oh,
already good. I'll
yeah.
find a spot that I can plug it in there and I can run it. And if it doesn't work, it's okay because the next joke is one of my tried and true jokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right on.
That's
so I workshop jokes at actual shows, which a lot of
Cool.
comics are doing that, like bigger name comics. You know, so because all you ever get to see is when their special comes out on TV.
Right. Right.
Touring with that exact same material for 2 years or 3 years or
Hmm.
5 years, and they've been honing it the whole time. So when they're
Yeah.
doing their shows, they're still working on the material.
sure.
Okay.
It's just you're practicing on the go.
I would equate that
The difference
to
I would say between comics and between the difference I would say between comics and musicians is you guys can get together and go to a studio or somebody's garage or whatever and
Hmm.
jam it out until you've got it
Hmm.
perfect
sure.
Yeah.
before you present it to the audience. Whereas a
Mhm.
comic, we don't know if it's perfect until we've presented it to the audience.
That
So
is the
we have
point
to
I
just
wanted you to
do it
make.
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
audience and then figure it out from there. Yeah.
You can only stand in front of the mirror for so long before you have to put it in front of people because you require the interaction. That's part of the gig. You know, you need the laugh, otherwise you don't know if it was funny.
So here's a question. So
Yeah.
you're writing material.
Yeah.
You're writing material up, right? You're writing. You got your 30-minute set. You write up, right? Do you,
Mhm.
like Mike just asked? How do you memorize that? How do you There's that scene that that movie
Great question.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Leonardo DiCaprio and
Yes.
whatnot, and he's in the
Yeah.
pool in his backyard. His character, and he's got the headphones on, and he's learning his lines while he's floating in the pool, drinking whiskey sour, whatever. So like
Yeah.
the small time I spent acting, it was all kind of that where I would just read it and read everybody's role, in the script that I had, and I would learn it that way. And then dry rehearsals and practice, you do all that. But with a comedian, because with the band, I learned the lyrics as we're working on the song rehearsals and stuff, right? But as a comedian, you write your 30 minutes of material. Then like Mike said, are you standing in front of the mirror? Are you out back? As funny as it sounds, I would take our songs, put them on a cassette tape, dating, and whatever I was doing, I would listen to our songs over and over and over again, and until I could start singing to
He
myself.
drove
Yeah.
me nuts with that shit. He's like, just put it on
Sorry.
a tape so I could. No,
Sorry.
it was in the best way possible.
Yeah. So if I'm doing yard work,
Yeah.
I'm listening to our set list, and I keep singing along
Right.
to the set list because then that just makes it, it's just commonplace. So,
So
how do you
before
do it as
answer that, Matt,
Okay,
my
yeah.
question in the middle of that is the thing that I would consider the same. I like that question so much because music and comedy is all about timing. So I think the
Yeah.
most important part of his question is how do you work out the timing part of it to know where to
Yeah.
let people laugh
Pause.
and end and
Well, so it's a trial and error when it comes to the
Mhm.
timing part of it. You just do it and either move real quick onto the next joke, or you learn that hey, that joke hits really hard, so I need to give it time to breathe. Sometimes
Okay.
silence is part of the joke, so I'll
Huh.
tell a joke and then I'll just be quiet and just kind of look at them, and they understand that that's part of the joke. So it's that's
Give us
all
give
you
give give give,
part
give
of
us an
working out
example.
the individual
Yeah.
jokes.
Give us an example of silence, because in music,
Uh,
silence is purposeful too. We have a stop in a song, and the entire crowd just kind of stops, and all of a sudden, 4 beats later, we're off to the races again, and that leads to the fans and the people in the crowd to understand this is a tight band. Like they are on point, which is an automatic respect level when you do that. So can you give us, I know it's putting you on the spot, but can you give us an example of a joke like that where there's a pause on purpose?
Yeah. So I've got this joke that, in this particular joke, the pause it's not part of the funny part, but it's part of the build of anticipation. So
Okay.
I do a joke where I talk about there's two different types of men in the world. There's men that are protectors and men that are not protectors. And I just stop. Now they're already drawing their own conclusion in their mind as to what I'm talking about. They automatically think that I'm talking about a tough guy and a bitch.
I could see that.
But then, so after I let that sink in, I let that sink in, and then I follow it up with, I'm not saying that one man's better than the other. They're just two different types of men. And now they've got to reel back in and go, wait a minute.
Where's he going?
A little bitch is definitely not as good of a person as the tough guy, you know? And then the story goes on. Like, here's a real good example of how you can figure out what kind of man you've got. You just send him to take the trash out after dark, and you just watch him out the window. Now I'm letting them draw their own picture. And they're like, immediately, dudes in the audience immediately know what I'm talking about. But women don't take the trash out after dark as often as men. Not saying that women don't, but they don't as often. So men automatically know what I'm talking about. When you take the trash out at dark, we're walking out there, the bag's rattling. It covers up all the silence. Then you throw it in the dumpster. When you're walking back, it's silence except for that twig that you heard snap in the distance. Now it turns into a little bit more brisk of a walk. Right? So the whole joke is if he takes the trash out to the dumpster, throws it in the dumpster, and then walks back to the house, this guy's not scared of nothing and he's got you. But if he throws that trash in the dumpster and it runs his ass back to the house, that fool's scared of the dark and he ain't going to save you from shit, ladies. So, but that's, and I mean, and that joke is probably like, because then I go on to explain that, hey, I'm a group number 2. And I don't give a shit who knows it. My wife has known this about me from the beginning. I told her in the beginning, baby, if a 6'8" some bitch comes through that door and starts shit with you, I'll fight him to the death. But if something goes bump in the night, bitch, you're on your own. I can't save you from the boogeyman. I won't even try. I'm scared of the dark. So then that joke builds and it leads into 2 other jokes after that. So, but that pause of you're just giving them time to draw their own conclusion.
Yeah.
And then you immediately break the idea that they had come up with on their own. Okay. So, but. Yeah, I mean, the pause and the silence sometimes is just as important as the words. Right. Which is crazy because new comics are terrified of silence. As soon as they tell a joke, if they don't get an immediate reaction, it spooks them. So they hurry up and they tell the next joke. So they'll write 30 minutes worth of material and do that shit in 4.5 minutes. Wow. Because they just run through it because they're scared.
So here's
which I got no problem. I'll sit in silence all day.
Here's a common parallel, Matt. It's the same thing, and I was guilty of it, and every guitar player in the world is guilty of it with new league guitar players. They think they have to fill every space and use every note on the neck, right? Yeah. When Chris logged on, I was jamming to a Southern rock background tune. I was only playing like 3 notes. It sounded like I was playing a million to a person that doesn't know what's going on, but really I was playing 3 notes over and over and over again, just in different rhythms, right? It's the same concept. Yeah. You have to stop every now and then and let the listener hear what's going on in the background. And sometimes that background is silent so everybody can be engaged at the same time. I look at stand-up comedy almost as like a hypnotic. You know, I'm sucked into your universe for an hour and 10 minutes, hour and a half. However long you're up there, I'm in the Matt Farrell world. And as long as you don't let me down, I'm going to stay there for the whole time. And what you just described to me is like Chris said, when we would stop in Freeman, you could just see everybody's face go, what's going to happen next? And then when we all started again, there was that look of amazement, you know? We're just as amazed, just like you are. You know, when you hear those laughs, that's just as fulfilling for you as it is for the person who got to laugh at your joke.
For sure. Yeah, it's instant gratification. It's performing in front of a live audience, whether it's a band or comedy. when you can immediately see their appreciation of what you put time and effort into, it's the greatest. I couldn't imagine being an actor and creating a movie and it's all done. Now we just have to wait and see if they like it or not. That would destroy me. I would go absolutely nuts waiting on a response. Like,
see, I would go if I was an actor on that level. I would. Yeah, I would actually go to the movie and I would hide in the back and watch it and not let anybody know I was there. Put a hoodie on, you know,
those
and
guys
I just sit there.
Some of those guys gotta do it.
Sit there in silence and eat my popcorn and just kind of like, okay, and that would be the telltale sign, like, holy shit, I'm really really bad. I need to go work at QT management now, or I'd be like, wow, they love me. Yeah. I'm gonna go get more movies done.
And this would be epic. If Chris Dunham would get up at the end of the movie and say, "Are you not entertained?
Did I not entertain you? Did I not entertain you?"
I was gonna give you an example of probably the best "Living in the Silence" I've heard of, and it was Ellen DeGeneres, which, like her, love her, hate her. Apparently she was a mean boss, but you know we still listen to Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson music too. They did some bad shit too. So yeah. So, but one of her first paid gigs she ever did, she didn't have any material. She didn't know what she was going to do, but she didn't want to pass up the opportunity. So on her way to the gig, she stopped at Burger King and bought a Whopper meal. And as soon as they called her on the stage, she walked on the stage with the bag, set it on the stool, and was like, "Hey, sorry guys, I didn't have enough time to eat before the show today. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna eat two birds with one stone situation."
Yeah.
And the audience is kind of like, "What the fuck?" Then she pulls out the burger, takes it. She goes, "So here's the first joke I was going to tell you guys." And she takes a bite and holds her finger up while she chews. Yeah. And as soon as she swallows that, she goes, "So what I was saying," and then she takes another bite, holds her finger up while she chews. She ate that entire meal, never told the joke, got a standing ovation walking off the stage. So she just lived in the silence. It was the silence was the joke. And that's
cool.
I mean,
that's amazing.
And I would love to try to do something like that now, but the idea of that being a brand new comic and they had the balls to do that, that's fucking impressive.
Absolutely. Well, and I think with women, especially back then when she started, not only was she a woman, but she was a lesbian. So those are two strikes against her when it comes to any type of entertainment field, because all of a sudden you're automatically not as good as. So that shows the true brilliance of somebody who didn't give a fuck, and just like you said, she wanted to keep the spot because it was offered to her. Andy Kaufman did something similar. If you don't remember this, dating myself, on Saturday Night Live, his audition tape was the theme song for Mighty Mouse. Remember that? And he was standing there the whole time as the song would play. Yeah. And then one bit of the song, he like, "Here I am to save the day."
Yep.
And that's it. That was it. The entire theme song played, and he just mimicked that and just sat there. So again, enjoying the silence. That's brilliant.
Yeah. The guy that goes on America's Got Talent and chooses to do the song Tequila karaoke version,
right,
was fucking brilliant. He goes out there, he just stands on stage while Tequila's playing, and it's got the bouncing ball on the screen that's going across, and then it got to that part, he goes, Tequila, and then the song kept going. But so it's like the worst karaoke song ever, but that's what he did, and the audience erupted. Yeah. It was hilarious that somebody, and I don't know if it's that that idea is that funny, or the idea of doing it on that size of a stage is amazing. You know,
I think that's a combination.
When you get an opportunity to go and play in front of somebody, you get an opportunity to go play in front of somebody. Y'all, your band, you've been putting out music for a long time. You're working on all this stuff. You've been crushing it. And then a record company comes and go, "Hey, we're going to meet y'all at the studio. We want y'all to play some music for us. We're making a decision today as to whether or not we're going to pick y'all up." You don't go in and work on the song that you just started writing.
No.
You go in and you do the top notch, tried and true, the shit that blows the roof off the place.
Yep. Yeah.
So the idea of a guy going onto a stage like that and going, "Fuck it, let's see if this works." Yeah. That's dang.
How far did he get in America's Got Talent after that though? Because again, it's a bit.
He made it past the first round. I don't remember if he made it any further, because I don't even remember what he did in the second round.
Right. Well, there you go.
So the second act must not have been that damn good. Like what other songs are there that's only got one word?
Right. But he still got his moment in the spotlight, which is pretty cool.
For sure.
That's a big stage.
Yeah.
That's a big stage. So back to because we went squirrel moment. So you write material, you got it down. How are you rehearsing it? Are you doing it you reading it to your wife, your kids?
You're talking about just like memorizing it?
Yeah, like you write something.
You said you do an hour, man. That's a long. People don't realize how long an hour of comedy is. An hour of music's a long time. An hour of comedy is an eternity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I have I mean, when I'm working on building the joke, a lot of time, or if I come up with a premise, or I remember a story that happened, and I want to figure out how to turn this story into something that's stage worthy, because it's the three of us just hanging out, and I tell you a story about something that happened last night, might be funny. Right. Now I have to be able to make that story to where it's funny to a crowd of people. So it's a different way of telling the story. But a lot of times what I'll do is every time I run into somebody at the store, I'll go, hey, man, let's tell you what happened the other day. And I'll tell them the story. It's just stranger? Me practicing. No, I don't just walk up to strangers and go, hey, John, I see your name tag on your shirt right there. I just want to tell you a story real quick. That's fucking psychotic,
Why not?
Mike.
No, it's not. But why is that psychotic? I've had random conversations with people at the store. My wife looks at me like, what the fuck are you doing? But, it's an old guy. He's got a veteran's hat on, so I spark up a conversation. But I don't think that'd be psycho. I think that would be pretty cool, because then you could do that in your bit. So I was at the grocery store and I saw this guy named John. Name tag was John. I was like, hey, John, let me tell you the story. That's a bit in itself, right?
Okay. But you have to understand I've definitely walked up and sparked conversation with strangers because I think that's funny. I also call people by name. Every time I see somebody wearing a name tag, I call them by name just as I go by, because it's hilarious to me that some of them go, how'd that guy know my name? Bitch, you're wearing a name tag. But the idea of walking up to somebody and going, if I don't know you, I just saw you in the store, and I go, excuse me, sir, I want to tell you about this thing real quick. So the other day, I had this thought while I was having sex with my wife from behind. I noticed that she had she had her hair up in a bun, but had an ink pen holding it in place. And I thought, how thoughtful of her, because she knows that when I think of something funny, I've got to write it down immediately. And I thought that she put it there so that if I thought of something funny while fucking her from behind, I could just pull the pen out and write a note on her ass. That would be really weird to just walk up and tell to a guy in the grocery store.
I was going to have a whole nother level of respect for you, man.
Yeah. Now, if you were shopping at an adult store, that would totally play out nicely.
Yeah.
Like when you're shopping for yeah, I do. Bring it on.
Here's something crazy. Okay. I cannot go in those stores.
But you'll buy a sex swing on Temu.
I don't have to look that cashier in the eye. Let me tell you. I'll tell you. This is a story. So, have y'all driven through Missouri very much? It's not as bad now.
Oh yeah, I have.
Like used to, when you would go on I-44 through Missouri, every exit there was two billboards, one over top of the other. One of them said JD's porn in Emporium or whatever, and the one underneath it was one that said Jesus hates porn.
Yeah.
And but there was a porn shop at every exit. It was ridiculous. And I've never liked going in those places. They make me uncomfortable. And I think it came from, there's a porn store there's a couple of them now in the town where I'm from. And I always thought, man, if I was to pull in there, what if my grandparents drive by and see my truck parked out front? I don't want to have that conversation at fucking Thanksgiving. I think that's where the original fear came from. But so I got a buddy of mine, we're driving to St. Louis to pick up a truck, and we're coming back, and he's a pervert. He wants to stop at every fucking one of them. And I'm like, I'm not stopping. I'm not going to do it. We're on the way back. He's finally wore me down, and I was like, fine, we'll stop at this one. Surely my grandparents won't see my truck in the parking lot here. We're in a different state. We go in. There's a life-size foam sex doll inside of a plastic case, but it's got a hole in it so that you can reach in and see how real it feels. He beats me in the door. When I come around the corner, he's got his arm in this thing, and he's like, you should see how real this feels. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? So I just walk away from him and act like I don't know him. now I'm in this store. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll buy a movie or something because I feel like it's even weirder if you just go in and walk around and then leave. That seems weirder to me for some reason.
I agree.
So I buy a movie this was probably 20 years ago. The movie I bought was called Let's Make a Squeal. And there were no pigs involved in the movie, I promise. But here's what made it even worse. As I'm walking to the counter to pay for this movie, I realized that it is one of the hottest chicks I've ever seen in my life sitting behind the counter. And I'm like, well, this is fixing to be fucking embarrassing. And I don't know why, but what made it even worse is when I got up there and I put the movie down, she said, "Is that going to be all for you?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she started rolling her wheelchair towards the counter.
Oh,
so there's this smoking hot chick who's in a wheelchair, and she's watching some pervert come in and buy a movie called Let's Make a Squeal. I've never been more embarrassed in all my life. I've never seen that woman again. I'll never see her again. But it embarrassed the shit out of me. And I don't know why her being in a wheelchair made it worse, but it fucking did.
I'm not going to lie to you, Matt. I thought you were going to say your grandpa was at the counter buying a movie and you were right behind him. I was going to tell you that my story.
Oh, man, this guy in front of me sounds familiar.
I was going to tell you my story is marginally worse until you said she was in a wheelchair. I went in the one that was at I-17 in the freeway. Chris will know what I'm talking about. I can't even remember the name of the place, but I go in there. I'm probably 20, 21. And the fucking dude behind the counter kept talking to me. You know, I'm in there trying to keep my head down. I'm like, I'm just going to buy a movie and go home because I just moved here and I don't know anyone, right? And the dude's like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Well, now you know one guy.
Like, what do you mean what's going on? Everybody's here for the same reason. Why would you even ask someone that question, you know? But it was that kind of deal where he just kept talking to me and I'm like, shut the fuck up. And I just want to buy a movie and get out of here. Because when you're in there, you're the most normal
like
person
a public
there.
bathroom. This is not a good place for conversation. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't want to be standing in a urinal and a guy walk up next to me and go, "Hey man, how you doing?" Bro, just shut the fuck up. We both got our dicks in our hand. Now's not a good time to talk. You know what I mean?
Wait till we get outside.
Yeah, I don't even know what sparked the conversation of going to a porn store now. Yep.
Well, I've had my adventures too, so.
Yeah.
Our drummer took me to one that actually had the girls behind the glass where you went to the back room, you know, the extra room that's even more perverted than the actual porn store itself. Yeah, we went to one of those.
Yeah.
Talk about a
you
sad
walk in,
group
like,
of
it just-
individuals.
The carpet's sticky and it smells like semen everywhere you go.
Yeah.
There's a smell to that.
Oh my God, dude, you can't even imagine. Oh.
Is that why they recommend men drink pineapple juice? You just looked at me like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
But if you drink too much pineapple juice, sets your pee hole on fire.
For sure.
Does it really?
Oh, yeah. You've never drank too much. If you drink anything that's got too much, you know, it's super acidy like that.
He'll never
you drink
know.
a lot of it, it starts burning when you pee.
Chris will never know because he drinks about 7 gallons of water a day.
I'm a water baby. The only time I didn't drink a ton of water, we went to New York a few years ago, and we realized at the end of the day, holy shit, we didn't drink water. Like I'll drink, hold on, easily 4 or 5 of these a day, at least. I mean, if not more. And then when I'm working out, I'll drink before and after I work out. Protein shake then I'm drinking the watered down Gatorade. So I don't drink soda. Don't drink, I do drink grape juice, watermelon juice, and orange juice every day. But other than that, it's just water and, don't drink any booze. I'll be 21 years sober in February. So don't drink milk.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know that about pineapple juice. I mean, I knew that about pineapple juice, but I didn't know that was, the excess of pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the original thing was I didn't work out any material while I was in the porn shop, but it did later turn into material, so that worked.
Well,
out.
it has to.
But yeah,
it has to.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so I'll tell you this is another great story. This is something that happened not that long ago. I I've told it a couple of times, but I haven't got it fully worked out for stage ready yet or whatever. But it's an absolutely true story. My wife and I, we had one son. Our daughter got in a serious relationship. She moved out, and then that shit show fell apart. She came back home. Our middle son got married. He moved out. That shit show didn't work out. He came back home.
Wow.
My youngest son just moved his girlfriend in with us.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's smart.
There's always people at our house. It never goes. My wife and I have been married. This is in July. We'll been married 20. Okay. I'm tired after 25 years of having to have quiet sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
which is why you bought the
next room.
Right. Which is why you bought the sex swing for the door. So then, if they knock on the door, they can tell you're busy, right?
Yeah. You just hear mom's ass thumping against the door, you know, to leave us alone. But we so I'm tired of having quiet. So every once in a while, what we'll do is I'll just call my wife and I'll say, hey, just meet me at the hotel. I already got us a room. We're staying at the hotel tonight. It's a hotel that's 12 miles from our house. Okay. But at least we can make as much monkey sounds as we want to. You know, it doesn't matter. Here's the problem is now we're older. And when we were younger, we knew the proper order of things. You got date night like that. You go to the hotel, you shower, maybe shower together, maybe take a bath, do the deed, then go to dinner. And then when you come back, if you feel like doing more, you can.
Right.
But now we're older and we were more concerned with getting a good meal in first. So we go and we eat good. Then we go to the hotel. Now we're full.
Yep.
Now, there's been a couple times when we didn't even have sex. We were just like, fuck it. Let's watch My 600-Pound Life because that's all you can get on hotel television. And we'll go to sleep. So, but on this night, we were pretty heavy on the deed. I had brought her an outfit. I mean, we went all out on this one. Okay. And so my wife is, we're participating in foreplay right now, which means that she's in a kneeling position and I'm in a standing position.
Okay.
Okay, we're all caught up. Now, she's doing a phenomenal job.
Right.
Okay. She's doing a phenomenal job.
Good job, wife.
Yeah. I'll tell her that y'all said so. Now, what she did is she got a little, because she was full, she got a little overzealous.
Okay.
And she went a little bit further than her abilities allow, and it gagged her. Now, don't worry, she didn't throw up on me.
Okay, good.
She did not throw up on me.
Okay.
But the gag caused her to backfire. So in the middle of the blowjob, she farted.
Your wife's gonna kill you for telling this story.
This is hands down the funniest fucking thing I've ever witnessed in my life. I am leaning against the wall, laughing so fucking hard. She just gets up, walks over, gets in the bed. Now, I know that she's embarrassed. I'm trying to calm myself down and stop laughing. I walk over, I get in bed next to her. I'm like, babe, don't worry about it. Like, babe, at that time, we're 24 years in. Shit happens. Don't worry about it. Which shit happens is probably a bad expression to use.
But
I was like,
I was going to go there, but I let you find it. Yeah.
And I was like, it's all right. And she goes, that's not even what I'm upset about. And I'm like, well, what is it? She goes, how long before you tell this story on stage?
Well, we can cut this.
That was her biggest concern. Is like, as soon as she did something embarrassing, she was like, "Oh, the world is fixing to know about this."
So how long? How long did it take? How long did it take?
The next week. The next fucking week. Okay. I was at a show.
And how did the crowd? Yeah. And how did they receive it?
They loved it. Loved it. And that was without even polishing it up and telling it the right way, you know?
Yeah. And you know why? Because it's real.
I just did it like I did with you guys. Yeah.
Right. But it's real. And that's
90.
Right.
I would say 90% of the shit that I tell on stage, the stories I tell, it's all from real life. It's all shit that I've fucked up or found situations I found myself in or, you know, whatever. Yeah. I tell a stupid, this is a really kind of a filler joke. Because I'm building up the idea of like, I don't drink anymore.
Right. Oh, nice job.
I'm like, I ask people like, hey, who all's drinking? Good,
Right.
because my jokes are funnier when you get drunk.
Right.
But then I go into, I'm a water and sweet tea guy now. I had to slow down drinking because I got tired of waking up driving. That joke always that joke always hits hard, and really it's just a filler joke, but it's also the truth. Like you can only wake up on an interstate doing 70 so many times before you go, hey, maybe I should fucking slow down.
Yep.
Right. Right.
I'm living on
Yeah.
luck. This whole time has just been luck.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, you just
So
use real life and shit to set it up.
yeah. So what's on the horizon for Matt Farrell, shows and things like that? Where can people find you? All that kind of fun stuff.
Man, I'm really working. I've got stuff booked all the way through May right now.
Okay. Nice.
Let's see.
Is it on your website?
It's just
Yeah, pull up his website there, Google machine.
Dude, I don't have a website. I got to get a website.
You got to get a website, Matt Farrell. We
I
got a
had a
website
guy-
since we saw
I had
you
a guy
last.
start. I know, and it's badass.
Thank you.
Mike did it.
Yeah, actually, I've impressed myself. I did that.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you do it with like
it's a
What's
company
like-
called Podpage. Chris sent it to me in a
Okay.
text message one day. He said, "Hey, check this out. It's like geared towards podcasting." Well, like I do with a lot of things, it sat on the shelf for 3 months. You might want to check it out for yourself because it's super easy.
what's it?
There-
What did you guys call Pod Page?
Yep, PODPAGE.com. And it's geared towards podcasting, but I think it would work well towards what you're doing because you release a lot of shorts and you could release your specials on there too.
Yeah.
It pulls everything from
That's
your
all.
YouTube and anywhere you have content. If you have an RSS feed, it pulls it from that and YouTube directly to that page.
Yeah. We'll have this
Um,
playing. We'll have this playing in the background. Who's the blonde
God
chick?
dang!
man?
Look at those things. She used to be a radio DJ.
Okay.
And then she said she wanted to start a podcast with me. She would invite me on. I would go and do. I'd be live on the radio with her once a week,
Oh, right on.
just kind of comic relief. But also, it gave me a free opportunity to promote whatever shows I had coming up, so it worked good.
Hell yeah.
And then she went batshit crazy and started getting like real weird about shit. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm busy this week. I can't do it. And I just kept putting her off until eventually she went away.
That's good.
But
Yeah.
she worked through all her stuff. She's sweet as can be. Her name's Kristen Rochelle. She now works for a big radio company. She travels all over the country going to concerts, mostly country
Nice.
music.
Okay.
Very nice.
That's
But
cool.
she knows she's very aware of her assets,
Mm.
and makes them work for her.
Well, you
Gotcha.
got to.
So in March, I got shows coming up. I'll be in Lubbock, Texas, Oklahoma City, Topeka, Kansas, Maryville, Missouri, Dallas. I'll be in Dallas, Texas. I'll be in Dallas 2 nights.
Is there a place to people to find your upcoming shows?
Yeah, like they can go to any of my social media, which is everything's Matt Farrell Comedy across everything. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's all Matt Farrell Comedy. I also have a link tree that they can go. Something that's supposed to be done this weekend. Be updated with all of my currently booked shows that are coming up. And like I said, tonight I got a show, a small show in Guthrie, Oklahoma. It's only about 3 hours from the house, so I'll go and do that show and get to drive back home tonight, sleep in my own bed. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff coming up. My goal for this year is to I want to do 4 sold out theater shows. Is my goal for this year. So I'll still do all the clubs and the pubs and the bars and the breweries and everything else. I'll do it all. But I've got 4 theaters lined up. None of those dates are locked in yet, but my goal, I've got some new marketing strategies and ideas for promoting some shows. So I'm going to test those out, and that's my goal this year is to get 4 sold out theater shows for the year.
What
Right on.
What size crowd is that, Matt?
The theaters I aim for are anywhere from 300 to 450 on
Okay.
seating.
That's a good size show.
Yeah.
Like most of the yeah, like most downtowns have an old theater that was probably the movie theater back in the day, and then they've converted it to, now it's where they do plays and concerts and shit there. Those are the
Okay.
size theaters that I like. First of all of those places are always so cool. Those buildings have so much history in them, and they're awesome.
Oh, for sure.
And the acoustics in them are always, yeah, man. Hey, dude, when you're in Mineral Well,
Oh, we lost Matt.
Oh, that sucks. How'd we lose Matt? How'd we lose Matt? Hopefully he comes back on. Matt's a good guy.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, so Matt Farrell comedy. Just Google it. I typed in Matt Farrell comedian, and it populates all his stuff. He does need to get a website though, and he needs to have a link to his shows because
Absolutely, because he's
I mean,
a lot
that's-
bigger than I
than he
think
thinks
even
he
gives
is.
himself credit
Uh-huh.
for.
Agreed.
He's always
Agreed.
working, man.
Yeah, yeah, and he's a funny guy. That was
Always
good.
cracking
He's a
me
good
up,
guy.
dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So, well, there's that. So go Google Matt Farrell comedy. You'll find him. You'll find his. I saw he's got YouTube. He's got Facebook. He's got TikTok. I'm sure he's got Instagram. Go do all those things, boys and girls, and check him out. He's booking up until May. So you heard some of his stuff here. He's a funny guy and a super nice guy. And,
Absolutely.
so definitely check him out.
He
With
loves
all
us.
the,
How can
he
you
does
blame
love us. And right. And it's kind of cool now. We're getting people coming back on. We have some other guests coming in February that are repeat guests. So that's cool because that shows that they value the time with us and they want to come back and share more of their stories. So
him? And it starts to feel like
I
family.
dig that.
I do too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
And
we're,
it's cool to catch up.
we're creating a family here.
We are creating a family here. And speaking of families, I think Matt's coming back on. Maybe. Well, who knows?
He's
The
trying.
internet's a weird, wacky thing.
It
He's
is.
trying.
It's great when it
There he
works.
is. There he is. There he is. It's great
Welcome
when
back,
it works.
Matt
He would
Farrell.
just, no, there, no,
Yeah.
again. Oh, there he is. Yeah, so we
There we go.
plugged you while we
Oh,
plugged
I
you
got
while you
my-
were gone. Yeah, you're super loud again. We plugged you while you were gone.
how about now? Is that a little better?
Now I can't hear Chris for some reason.
There, is that better?
Yeah. Chris unplugged his microphone. That's why we can't hear Chris. Yeah, you're fine, Matt.
Okay.
Chris is getting wacky like he did on stage sometimes. We had to make
Hello.
sure all his stuff was secure.
We did.
You
like
gotta
to swing
tape,
from
you gotta
the
tape
lighting
all his
trusses.
XLRs in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I to my defense, when I swung from the light truss, I did not have the microphone with me.
You did not.
I left the microphone on the mic stand, and then I
did.
went and grabbed the light truss and started swinging. Okay, I knew I had enough common sense to know
you
that
go.
corded microphone is not going to follow me up there. Now I could have, but then I would have got yelled at even more because I remember somebody yelled at me when I got down and went like, "Don't do that again." I'm like, "Okay," but it was fun.
I think it
I
was
didn't jump.
something
Yeah.
to the effect of our liability insurance does not cover things like
Right, right. But the crowd liked it,
Yeah.
and that's all that mattered. It was entertaining because here's a guy like. I think maybe I had the mic for a minute. I think I might have been singing and then put the mic down. I don't remember. And because it was before cell phones, we have no actual footage of that. So you're just going to assume I jumped up on the light truss with the mic singing one of our songs partly and then just dropped the microphone and put your other arm up and kept swinging for a moment and then jumped down. We'll call it that.
If I remember the story correctly, you did the
There you go.
math in your head
Yeah.
as you had it in your hand and dropped it on the stage and grabbed the other bar and started swinging.
There you go.
He was
There you
like,
go.
this isn't going to work.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll.
I did.
All right. So,
I did a. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there it goes. I did a corporate show not too long ago. I was going to tell you guys about that. I felt so bad for the sound guy. It was at a big casino here in Oklahoma. It was for I don't remember what it was for, but anyway, it was their Christmas party, but they didn't do it until the middle of January for some reason. And they gave a cordless mic, which I prefer not to use. I prefer to use a corded mic. But they had it all set up, which is fine. and it happened. What always happens with corded mics, so I don't like using them. Battery died.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the guy, I'm watching the sound guy, young kid. He's not, and it's a huge auditorium that at this casino. It's where all their big live events and stuff come in. And he's not. He works for the sound guy, but he's not the main sound guy. But they figured he could handle it. And I could see him, like he was turning red. He was sweating his head. He felt terrible. And he kept looking at me through the rails on the. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I was like, "Hey man, settle down. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. Do you by chance have a corded mic?" He goes, yeah. I got one. So he runs behind the stage. He gets it and he, uncoils it and throws it to me, and I get it plugged in. And there we go. But I felt so bad for that kid because he felt like he had just screwed the pooch on this thing. And after my set and everything was done, I went over and I visited with him. I was like, "Hey, bud, you handled that. You handled that as good as you could. And now if this situation ever arises again, have that corded mic ready to go." Like that's,
What would have been really funny with that story?
Dealing with those kind of blunders and stuff.
Right. What would have been really funny with that show, as a joke, right? He brought you the corded microphone, and it's a 3-foot cord. Now you work that into your set somehow. I'll be smiling because I'll know that I gave Matt Farrell that idea.
A little patch cord.
Yeah.
I had thought about it in that moment. After I looked off the stage and I asked him if he had a corded mic, and he said yes. While he was working on getting that, I should have kept just mouthing into the cordless mic as though I was speaking.
That would have been
let the audience go, yeah. And then as soon as he hands me the corded mic, go, "Hey, my name's Matt Farrell. That's my time. Thank you." And then just so that way they didn't hear anything except for my walking off. I thought that would have been hilarious too.
Yeah. But that's a good joke.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. That's a good story joke, which is cool because stories are funnier than material, I think. But
Absolutely.
That's awesome. All right, so again,
there's nothing funnier than real life. That's for sure.
No. You can find Matt Farrell again, just Matt Farrell Comedy. Google it, you'll find all these things. You do need to build a website, and you need to have a little thing that says shows, and then you need to have another little tab that says where you can buy tickets to your shows, because then it's just like, oh, there's a show, and you can buy a ticket right then and there, and then you can be a ticket master for yourself because you produce all your own stuff, right?
Yeah, which I do. Yeah. I do sell. I sell most of my own tickets. I'll just I create something for each one of them, and I just make a link and send it. I use Square to do all my ticket sales and my merch sales. I used to use Eventbrite, but Eventbrite, when you do ticket sales, sometimes they'll wait 3 weeks before they send you your damn money.
You might look into Square as far as a website, because when I did Good News Arizona, the guy that edited all those shows and stuff down, we used a website based on Square, and he RSS fed all the videos from Good News Arizona right to that, kind of like what Mike did for the Chris and Mike show.
It's a lot more work on your part, though. Podpage is a lot less work on your part. Yeah, I would like to say that I'm some kind of fucking genius, but they do a lot of the work for you, right? Yeah. I mean, you still have to know how to put it, how you want to look at it on the page. You can arrange it, but all that HTML stuff that you have to do with a lot of those, Podpage was the most simple for us because we're not in the business of building websites, right? You're in the business of comedy. We were in the business of doing music and podcasts. So I think that one will, for you could do it yourself is what I'm saying. You don't need anybody else. Okay, there you go. So ignore the Square thing and do Podpage, Matt. Because that would be cool. Because then, because look at it. Because then when we're done, go to Google and see if mattfarrell.com is available. Because I was shocked, dude, when I went in and typed in chrisandmikeshow.com and nobody had it. Like legit. Yeah. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I text Mike. I'm like, dude, holy shit. It's $11 a year. Yeah. Boom, 5 years, own it. So check. I would do that as soon as this is over. Go to Google, see if you can buy your domain name. Agreed. And then Podpage it, because I think a web, like Mike will tell you all day long, since having the web page, the website,
We're having our own adult game of Risk, like Trump's having. Like, oh, I'm going to take Venezuela, and I'm going to take Greenland, and then I'm going to take Australia. So we can see it on our map where we're collecting all these new countries that are following us, which is really cool.
Nice.
Simply
So then
because you climb so high in the SEO
Yeah.
rankings on Google
Right.
for the analytics. You know, we
Yeah.
own that space now.
Yeah, and everything we
Nice.
do on
That's
YouTube
awesome.
is all
Yeah.
right, and everything I drop on YouTube is all SEO driven. So there's at least 10 keywords and 10 hashtags everything we drop. So it's continually feeding the Google spiders, and the Bing spiders and all the other online spiders that are out there searching for shit. So it just helps us grow organically, which is what we want. We don't want to pay for our growth because that's fake. We want to be true what we have
Right.
growth wise. So I would challenge you, Matt, to get that done. Let us know when it's done. We'll have you back on the show, and we'll talk about the mattfarrell.com page.
I will get on it. I know it's something I've been meaning to do for a long time. It's I'm just not real good at sitting still at a computer for very long. So
Yeah.
but I was going to pitch this real quick.
Okay, pitch away.
I do a thing Monday through Friday. I started doing it's basically a satire news segment.
Oh, right on.
I just call it Top News. I upload it to YouTube every day. I try to keep it under 3 minutes, so that way it always uploads as a short. It's funny because I do talk a lot of shit about Trump. I talk and I do try to keep it satire and funny and on the lighter side of things. But sometimes shit happens. You gotta go, man, I just can't find anything funny today. But here's some things that I feel like need to be said. So sometimes I go a little bit more on the serious side, but for the most part I try to keep it lighthearted and fun. Man, that's what I've been putting a lot of my focus into, is trying to build that YouTube page. Which been doing pretty good with those, because shorts, they push those for you and it pops off. I average anywhere between 650 and 1,500 views per on those.
Nice.
So that's been doing pretty good, but it's something I've had a lot of fun with it. I like making fun of the news. I like making fun of the shit that's going on right now. And sometimes if you can find a way to make it funny, there's some things you're just like, I just don't know. There's nothing funny about that. So we just got to skip over that one. But it's been a lot of fun. It was something that the key to social media and all the things is consistency. You got to all the time. So I was trying to find something that I could stay on top of, and I was like, hey, I'll just do a news deal, and I'll just do it Monday through Friday. So and I do it first thing in the morning, and I get it uploaded, and I share it to a bunch of people. But so that way, guaranteed, I'm pumping out at least 5 pieces of content every week.
Are you putting
I think it has been helping and working.
Are you putting on the Facebook and Instagram too?
I share some of them on there. I need to go ahead and start posting, but I want to just share the link so that way everybody has to go through YouTube to actually watch it.
There you go. That's cool.
You know what I mean?
That's cool. Yeah, I do.
So, but anyway, that's my newest project that I've been doing.
Yes. And Podpage will help you with that, Mike says.
Yes. Because all the stuff that he uploads
There we go.
to YouTube goes to the website, and if you look at it through the website, you get the Google Analytics data, and he gets the YouTube hit.
Yeah.
So it's a double whammy.
Nice.
Which is cool.
Hell yeah.
So there you go. So that's Matt Farrell.
I'm for sure going to check it out.
Yeah. So this is Matt Farrell, the comedian, the funny guy. Check him out, Matt Farrell Comedy. Google it. You'll find him everywhere. I typed in Matt Farrell Comedian, and I got all your things. So either one of those works. He's doing shows booked out till May right now, so you definitely want to check him out. Go see his shows. Go have a laugh. Maybe go to a date night. Go to a hotel. Take a shower with your spouse and go have a nice light meal, and then go laugh with Matt Farrell, and then go back to your hotel room with the sex swing that he's going to send you a link for his new Temu sponsorship account, and then you can use that at the hotel room on the door and make everybody wonder what the hell who's knocking on my door, because if you have those motels with the doors all outside, it's going to echo. So everybody's going to start opening the door, trying to figure out who's knocking on the door, and nobody's going to be there. So that'll be fun. And you can go home and tell your kids that story. So again, we close the show with this every time. If you're feeling sad, suicidal, or depressed, go find somebody to talk to, go scream in a pillow, go run, go work out, go exercise, do something to help change your mindset. If you can't find somebody to talk to you and you can't get out of that glitch, then text 988. Somebody's there standing by waiting to talk to you to help you understand what you're going through and talk you off that cliff. You are going to be missed if you leave this world today and not wake up in it tomorrow, because you will leave a hole in somebody else's heart, because somebody does love you, even though you think they don't. You don't think they do. Matt, you want to leave us with a funny? No pressure.
Man, I tell you this. This is the thing I always tell people is that I think the biggest breakdown between me and my kids is my kids didn't grow up poor like I did. And I don't mean I didn't get everything I wanted for Christmas poor. I grew up sticks and dick poor. Sticks, but if it was raining outside, you stayed in your room and played with your. Well, you get it.
Thank you so much, Matt.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I enjoy doing this. It's always a good time. Yeah. Chris, be careful with that pineapple juice.
I will. Thank you. My wife looked at me funny when I was talking about that, because she took the day off to go to the funeral today. And so she was in the laundry room. And as soon as I'd said the pineapple juice thing, I kind of looked over there. The look on her face was like, what are you talking about? That and the sex swing. So I got some explaining to do. Love you, brother. Love you, Matt. You're a good human, man. We totally appreciate your time, man. We know it's valuable, and we thank you for taking that time out of your day for us. It means the world to us. So, yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate you guys.
We're going to reciprocate.
Keep
We're going to
grinding,
reciprocate
brother.
for sure. Yeah. Everybody have a great day. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.